ISUPK.
We want no cowards in our camp, only men, free men to die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, never let their brothers die. Woo! We want no cowards in our camp, only men, free men to die. Woo! The central bank is the reason the white man is going to be destroyed. Why? Because he stole money from a so-called Haitian to build it, and then he lied on the reputation of the Haitian. He didn't say, well, damn, we stole money from your first president of your country and built the United States of America. Well, damn, we used your troops to defeat the British Empire. Well, damn, we used your labor, man, to get sugarcane to start the sugarcane industry. Damn, he didn't say any of that. He said the Haitians are good for nothing. He said the Mexicans were rapists, man. When he builds, every damn orange you get that's from the United States is because it came from the hands of a so-called Mexican, man. The furniture you get, etc., comes from the labor of the so-called Mexicans, man. Those lawns getting mowed at those white man's golf courses. Those hotels that get cleaned up because of the labor of the so-called Mexicans, man. And he took the money from the so-called Haitians from Toussaint Overture and built a house. Well, guess what, white man? The central bank is the reason you're going to die. The Empire State Building is the reason white society will be destroyed. The White House is the reason white society will be destroyed. Because all those things were built from the money that devil, Stephen Gerrard, stole from Toussaint Overture. Read it again.
He that buildeth his house with another man's money is like one that gathereth himself stones.
Drop that. Let me get Habakkuk 2 and 12. Woe to the bloody cities which are with Habakkuk 2 and 12. The white man stole from the so-called Haitians and then lied on their damn reputation, man. The white man has hidden the identity of the descendants of Moses, man. If you're an earshot of me and you're descended from so-called Haitians, you are a descendant of Moses, of Aaron, of Ezra, man. You come from a great and a righteous people, man. You are from the tribe of Levi, man. You're not a damn Haitian, okay? So-called. You're a Levite. Read.
Habakkuk 2 and 12.
And the white man has stolen the Levites or the so-called Haitians' money and used it to build America. Because he's done that, he's going to die.
Right.
Because he's done that, his society will be cut off.
That's right.
Because he's done that, one day, the white man will go extinct like the damn dodo bird. Donald Trump and white society does not understand the severity of the gravity of the words that they've just spoken about such a great people. The white man doesn't understand the gravity of the words that he speaks against so-called Negroes in Las Vegas. Okay. The white man doesn't understand the gravity of the word that he speaks against so-called Salvadorians, against so-called Mexicans, and he lies on them and calls them rapists, when the Most High God calls them kings and priests, and he's calling them back to build a nation of kings and priests from so-called Salvadorians, from so-called Haitians, from so-called Negroes, etc. And the white man thinks nothing better of them, nothing better of the acts that they do, nothing better of the works of the so-called Haitians, but he thinks to slander them and dishonor them, man. Toussaint Overture was dishonored to Donald Trump. The so-called Haitians, every so-called Haitian that died in that revolution was dishonored, man. So-called Haitians eating mud cakes right now in Haiti were dishonored, man. And guess what, black man in America? Guess what, Hispanic man in America? He dishonored you too when he talked about your brothers, the so-called Haitians. And every Negro here in Roxbury, every Negro in Boston, every Negro, Hispanic, Native American, Indian in Boston should take what Donald Trump said about the Haitians seriously, and they should take it personal. Like he said, like it's as if he said the so-called African Americans come from shithole projects. and the so-called Puerto Ricans come from shithole barrios, excuse my language, but that's a direct quote from Donald Trump, okay? Habakkuk 2 and 12 is what you get. The book of Habakkuk 2 and 12. Every black and Hispanic should take what Donald Trump has said very seriously. Why? Because he said it about your brother. The statements Donald Trump makes about El Salvadorians, about Mexicans, affects the so-called black man here in America. It affects the so-called Native American Indian. It affects the so-called West Indian, the so-called Dominican. Why? Because we come from the same tribe of people. And pretty soon, Donald Trump is going to come up with a way to deport so-called Negroes here in this country. Pretty soon, Donald Trump and white society is going to come up with a reason to deport so-called black people that were carried to this country in slavery. But enough on that. The so-called white man, white society thinks nothing of Haitians. They think Haitians are nothing but the same as what they think of the so-called black man here in this country. They think the Haitians have produced nothing but crime. They think the so-called Negro has produced nothing but crime when they built this country off of the backs and off of the money that they stole from the so-called Haitians. The money they stole from the so-called Negroes. And they built this country off of our blood. Breathe.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Read it again.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Destruction unto him that builds a town or society with blood. Wasn't Boston built off the blood of the Native American Indians? Isn't Boston being built off of the shootings of the so-called blacks committed here in Roxbury? Don't they make money off of Negroes going to prison? Don't they make money off of you becoming a drug addict? Don't they make money off of you shooting and murdering and robbing your brother, another so-called black or Hispanic? Well, the Most High, God, not the white man, not your damn Christian pastor, not your imam, but the Most High, the one you know as God, said, woe or destruction unto that bloody, a city that built itself by blood. America has built itself by blood, and destruction is coming. Read the second part.
And establisheth a city by iniquity.
Right, Donald Trump wants to make America great again by deporting the Haitians. Donald Trump wants to make America great again by deporting the El Salvadorians. When he's built this country off of the robbery of those people, when he's built this country off of the thieving and the stealing from those people, when he's built this country off of the stealing of funds, of assets that were at the possession of the so-called Haitians. The white man built America off of the money that Toussaint Overture rightfully earned, and they used that money to build America, and then they lied in the reputation of the so-called Haitians. They lied in the reputation of the so-called Salvadorians, and because they lied on their reputation, because they've stolen their money to build a nation, they will be destroyed. And that's the end of white society, and the beginning of black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian society will occur very soon. With that, we're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We've been teaching the truth since 1969. We have the Passover coming up at Roosevelt Ballroom, 2 Hudson Street, Yonkers, New York, March 30th. If you're within earshot and you're a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you must come to the Passover. That is not an option. You're commanded by God, when you know as God, to come to the Passover. Roosevelt Ballroom. Roosevelt Ballroom, 2 Hudson Street, Yonkers, New York, $200 per family. We've been teaching the truth since 1969 under the Commanding General Yohanna. Find us on YouTube at ISGBK, ISGBK.com. 1 West online classes live on Facebook. With that, Israel Shalom.
We want no cowards in our camp,